Hello everyone. Today's topic is needle bearing. Basically, needle bearing is a part of or type of cylindrical roller bearing, but it is slightly different in terms of operation and construction wise. So let's have a quick recap about needle bearings. A needle bearing generally characterized by cylindrical rollers of very small diameter and relatively long length. That is why it is look like a needle. In the second point, you would see it is also called quill. Quill, literal meaning of quill is pen, and everybody I think you can observe pen is longer in length but diameter is small. So somewhat it is related with quill in this way. Length to diameter ratio of needle is more than 4. In this case, how you will know whether it is needle bearing or cylindrical roller bearings? So this line will tell you if the diameter ratio of needle is more, length to diameter ratio is more than 4, then it will be termed as needle bearing. Otherwise it will come into the category of cylindrical roller bearing. So this is, I think, line to differentiate between cylindrical roller or needle bearing. In next point, you will see needle bearing are used with or without races. So this is very important point, and it can be understood by in next point or next figure. Here there are two figures. In first figure you will see the needle bearing without race, and in the second figure it is with race. So in case of without race, you would see this is the support portion, and this is your shaft portion, which has to be held in this support. So and it has to move or it has to rotate inside this support. So in between shaft and support there is a needle. This is the way to reduce friction, or it will work like it will work like a bearing. So in first case you will see there is no inner race or outer race. Directly needle is contact with shaft and support. So in this way it can be differentiated with the cylindrical roller bearing. Mostly the needle bearing is used in this way, or means without races, but it can also be used with races. If it is being used with races, then obviously you can see it is a cross sectional figure of this is your cylinder, and this and it would be your outer race, and this would be your inner race. In between outer race and inner race, this is your needle. So in this way it can also be used in with races and or without races, but mostly I have already told you, but mostly it is used with without races, and it is also characterized with this one. So in this way you could be able to understand a brief intro about needle bearing. So let's have look on the next slide, which tells you the advantage of needle bearing. Needle bearing basically used where oscillatory advantage of this bearing is a small outer diameter. Because of small diameter needles and no races, inner or outer race, absence of inner and outer races, it has compact size, and due to this compact size they are used to replace the sleeve bearing. Sleeve bearing basically sliding contact bearing, and you can understand in this way, and this allows replacement with little or no changes. And if you want to replace your sleeve bearing, then you would have the choice, I think better choice of needle bearing. So it is the main advantage of needle bearing. Without any changes you can replace it with the sleeve bearing. In the second advantage, its second advantage is it is compact and lightweight. Obviously if it is not having outer race and inner race, and also the cylinder's diameter is very less, then it is compact and it will be lightweighted. So it is another advantage of it. Its large load carrying capacity compared to their size. So needle bearings is also having advantage of load carrying capacity in terms of their size with if you see or if you compare its size with load carrying capacity, then it would be at higher side. So these are the advantages of this needle bearing. Let's look on the application. Basically, needle bearing are used where oscillatory motions are generally exist or intermittent loading is applicable. So you can see piston pin, rocker arms and universal joint. These are the three example of this the application of needle bearing, but many more is also available, but you can easily understand with piston pin. Piston pin is generally subjected to the oscillatory motion and intermittent loading system. So it is very suitable where involving oscillatory motion. So in this way you would be able to understand the application of needle bearing and very quick way. And one more thing I would like to mention here, if there is a node, how it is different and what is the other character which differentiate needle bearing with rolling cylindrical roller bearing. So first thing is length and width ratio is very high. Length and width ratio is high, very high, and due to this, what is happening here, it cannot be accurately manufactured as compared to the cylindrical roller bearing. So due to this, there would be a uneven metal to metal contact, and obviously and there is also metal to metal contact exists in needle bearing, so it also offer higher friction than cylindrical roller bearing. This is the thing. In this way you can also differentiate cylindrical roller bearing or needle roller bearing. So this is very quick video about needle bearing, and for that, thank you.